Hello everyone. Here's an interesting one. Vaccine mandates and the Great Resignation. Media pretends there's no connection. It kind of surprised me as well. I wasn't aware as soon as states or countries are enforcing these mandates, vax mandates. People are just resigning en masse. Um, Here's an example. Washington lost 3% of its 63,000 state employees in a single day. 3% of the total staff in a single day. That's a sizable percentage when you consider that monthly separations are typically 3 to 4%. So what happens over a month happened in a single day as soon as they try to introduce vax mandates. And if you go through this article, somebody has done or they have done some projections that if Biden private sector mandates come in effect, then somewhere around between 5 to 9% of the total workforce will actually leave. That's a huge number. That's going to be massive. On top of what we have already seen. So this is on top of the exodus that has already happened. And then this will only get worse if religious exemptions are removed, as it is becoming increasingly mainstream. So they will probably close that loophole as well. Yeah, so this is going to be very interesting. So first, the people left jobs because of COVID, uh, and that caused disruptions in supply chain. And then people didn't even come back and join the jobs. So in fact, more people probably left the workforce because of STEMI checks. So that was second, and that caused more disruptions. And then I also keep hearing that a lot of people use those STEMI checks to 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 play into stock market with meme stocks or um, even in crypto world, and they made some fortune, and they don't want to come back to their menial jobs as well. Now I don't know exactly what's the numbers there, or if it is really a meaningful number in any shape or form. um, I have to do some more digging on that, but that may be another cross current. And then, if on top of it, these guys, politicians, mandate countrywide private sector mandates or push for them, and if there is indeed a mass exodus, oh my goodness, that is going to be that's all that the workforce, the working workforce would be it will reduce by probably anywhere from 7 to 8%. Which means, so here's another interesting thought. If workforce resigns, that means they're no longer part of workforce, then how is Federal Reserve going to justify these QEs and low interest rates? Because their Federal Reserve got only two mandates, if I'm not mistaken. One is price stability, and second is full employment. And if so many people leave workforce, then basically they meet the first one, which is full employment, and second they have to meet the second one also because inflation is already sky high, and there is no justification for QE anymore, or even to keep the interest rates low. So they will have to jack up those interest rates to control the or achieve price stability. Yeah, that's going to be really interesting. Very interesting. Um, if they indeed, wow. So if so many people, so here is another interesting thought. If so many people leave the workforce, that is going to be disastrous on the business. I was reading an article the other day where a hospital had to be closed down because somewhere around 20% or maybe 30% of their staff just walked out. And mind you, 20% or 30% staff walking out doesn't mean that the remaining 70% can do the job, because in a process there are these essential cogs. So in a process, think of it this way: if only an X task is finished, then the Y task can be started. And if Y can be finished, then only Z can be started. So you cannot bypass from X to Z, or you cannot bypass Y. You have to go X, Y, Z. Which means if you don't have the people who can perform the task Y, your process is broken. Which means either you get hire somebody who can finish that Y task, or you have to shut down that process or that assembly line or that hospital or whatever, or a business. So that hospital had to be shut down after 20%. So they couldn't make anything work. By you can't in those circumstances make anything work, even if you want to pay more salary to the remaining staff, or potentially um, do combination of increase in salary and have them work extended hours or whatnot. It just doesn't work like that. So yeah, if so many important s- skilled people leave the job, it's going to be absolutely disastrous for the private sector, which means there are going to be even more disruptions then. So if they have to shut down their businesses or their companies or the infrastructure, then basically they cannot pay their employees, but they are still on the payroll, so they are losing money. Yeah, I can't even figure out how all that is going to work. If That's assuming if Biden shoots himself in the foot and actually shoves it down the throat of private sector. Yeah, I mean, if it happens, and on the Federal Reserve side, as I was saying, they will have to immediately stop the QE, because if so many people are not working and the businesses are not producing, there'll be it'll be a recession. So they would have no leg to stand on for QE or lower interest rate. They'll have to jack them up, which in a decelerating economy, uh, it'll be absolutely crushing. I think it will crush the stock market. Yeah. Anyway, please share your thoughts, and I'll see you next time. Bye.